my regrets of coming to the Philippines. Coming to the Philippines to study nursing. What did I even gain in coming here? Hi lovelies, welcome back again to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ruth, BSN graduate from one of the universities here in the Philippines. Currently, I am still in the Philippines. Thank you so much for clicking in to watch this video. For my old G's, thank you so much lovelies for always tuning in to watch my video. I do not take you guys for granted. So lovelies, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you regrets, if any, of coming to the Philippines to take up nursing. Also on this video I'm going to be answering some of the questions that most of my viewers have been asking me recently. For the regret, which is the main purpose for this video, I'm going to be sharing that as the last point for this video. So please do well to watch this video to the end. Without wasting much of your time, let's dive right into this video. For those that have been asking me consistently why I am still in the Philippines, if I'm working in the Philippines, what am I still doing in the Philippines since I graduated? For those that are new to my channel, I graduated last year September, that's 5 months ago, and like I said already, I am still in the Philippines. First off, what am I still doing in the Philippines? Am I working? The answer to your question is no. I am not working in the Philippines as a student in quotes, although I'm already a graduate, but my visa is still student visa, which is still very much valid. So with a student visa, I cannot work in the Philippines. And moreover, foreigners are not allowed yet to work or practice as a nurse in the Philippines. Another reason why I am still in the Philippines: when you graduate from the university in the Philippines, you get your diploma and your OTR, that's your certificate. But one thing you have to bear in mind, you don't just get it and exit the country immediately. No. Just like the process, if you are coming from Nigeria, I'm going to be speaking for Nigerians, for example. So the process of coming to the Philippines for study is almost the same process once you are done studying in the Philippines. What do I mean by this? If you are coming for study from Nigeria, you take all your certificates, your high school leaving certificates, to Ministry of Education in Nigeria for authentication. Once you are done with Ministry of Education, you take it to Foreign Affairs before you take it to the embassy, Philippines embassy in Nigeria, to process your visa. That's if you are coming to the Philippines. Then when you are in the Philippines, once you are done with your study and you get your diploma and OTR, that is your certificate, you don't just get it, like I said before, and exit the country. You have to, first of all, I'm going to be using my own school as an example. When I finished, I got my OTR and diploma, I xeroxed some copies, and from some of those copies, my registrar instructed I take those separated copies to CHED. CHED is like Ministry of Education in Nigeria. CHED is in charge of education here in the Philippines. So those copies that was given to me by my registrar, which is by the school, and I was instructed to take it to CHED, I sent it to CHED. And after a few days, within a week, they sent back my certificate to me, sealed in a brand envelope. Next thing is for me to take it to DFA, which is Department of Foreign Affairs in Manila. This is where the long process begins. DFA now, for you to go to DFA in Manila, you don't just go there without an appointment. For you to get an appointment, since I graduated in September, I was not able to secure any appointment dates because all the appointments, all the dates have been booked, fully booked. From September till December, there was no space. Anyway, I am only trying to explain to you what you need to do once you get your diploma and OTR. You don't just get it and go back to your country. You get it. Once you get it, you send it to CHED. Then from CHED, you take it down to Department of Foreign Affairs in Manila. Before now, if you go to Manila when the world was in normal shape, let me use it like that, once you are done, you take it to DFA. It does not really take long. They do everything for you, off you go. But now, because of the pandemic, everything in the Philippines, you have to follow the protocol, you have to follow the rules. You cannot go to most of these government places without an appointment. And for you to get appointment sometimes, especially for a place like DFA, you have to book ahead of time. And this is very necessary, because if it is not sealed, if you don't do this process, your certificate or your result, it will not be accepted in Nigeria. So for it to be accepted by the Ministry of Education back home in Nigeria, you need to get it done by DFA. You need to follow the process. So that's basically the process. Once you are done with your school, that's the next thing to do before you leave the country. Some people may decide to leave the country while they hand those things over to maybe friends or somebody to help them do it. It depends on you, or if you want to get it done yourself, like I want to get it done myself. So another question is, will I be writing the NLE in the Philippines? That is Nursing Licensure exam in the Philippines. No, I am not writing it in the Philippines. The reason is because as a Nigerian, let me not say foreigner, because I don't know if some foreigners from maybe some countries are allowed to write it. So I'll be speaking based on my own, So as a Nigerian, we are not, or I am not allowed to take the NLE in the Philippines. Some Nigerians that graduated from nursing and medicine, they've gone to PRC, they tried to see if they could consider and follow the process to know what we can do so that Philippines can allow us take the licensure exam, both for medicine and for nursing and every other course. But what they were told, those that went for the medicine and nursing, what they keep telling them is Nigerian Medical Council did not approve that. That's one of the reasons why, as a student nurse, once you are done, or as a medical student, medtech, you are not allowed to take the licensure exam here. You need to go back to your country. That's if you want to be licensed. For us to be allowed to take the licensure exam, from what they explained to some of the people that went to PRC in the Philippines, for us to take it, they need a reciprocity agreement, something like that. They need an agreement between Nigerian Medical Council and Philippines Medical Council that Nigerians studying in the Philippines will be allowed to take the licensure exam, and also if peradventure there is any Filipino or Filipinas, their own people, let me put it like that, citizens of the Philippines can also do same in Nigeria. So they have to be this kind of agreement between the Medical Council of Nigeria and that of the Philippines before we will be allowed to take the licensure exam here in the Philippines. So there is no yet an agreement between Philippines and Nigeria Medical Council. So the next question is for NCLEX. Can I take NCLEX as a fresh BSN graduate or as a graduate without license? Can I take the NCLEX here in the Philippines? You can write NCLEX in the Philippines. That is true. You can write NCLEX examination in the Philippines. But from what I gathered from some of these review centers in the Philippines, I cannot take the NCLEX, or you cannot take the NCLEX without the local license. That's without being a registered nurse. Although someone mentioned to me that some states in the United States, they allow BSN graduates to take the NCLEX. So some states in the US allow you to take the NCLEX even without being a registered nurse, while some states do not permit it at all. But I don't really want to be in a situation, I don't know if it is true, but for me, I don't want to be in a situation where I will have no any other option but to maybe be in that state where I don't really want to be in the United States. So it depends on individual. If you really want to take the risk of trying that, or if you want to get your license first before you move further. But the point is, in the Philippines, they write NCLEX. You are allowed to write NCLEX. And you can also Google more on this. Information is power. Please, if you are watching me and you have more information on this, please do well to enlighten us more in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. A lot of people, apart from watching the video, they also go through the comment sections to know what people's opinion are. Please do well to share your opinion in the comment section. Next question I'm going to be treating is for those that keep asking me to recommend nursing schools in the Philippines to them. Recommending schools to you, the best way to get schools in the Philippines. You can go on Google, type, use a lot of schools will come up for you to go through. Then recommending schools, I can only tell you the schools maybe within where I myself am schooling. I can share some of those schools to you. If you are coming to ask more about my school or school within around, it's a different thing. But recommending a school for you is something that I don't really know how to go about that. Maybe you can Google it. What if I recommend school for you and maybe that school is not up to what you can afford? Because in the Philippines, schools varies in terms of tuition fee. The system of education in the Philippines is the same. But for me to now recommend school for you, it depends on some things. Where do you want to stay? Location matters a lot. If you are staying in the province, life there is easier and cheaper. But if you are going to be in the city, life there is more expensive. So what do you want for yourself? Do you want to study in the province or in the city? You can Google it if you really want to know about different schools. I know some of them sometimes ask this question because of the tuition. But I want you to know that most times what you see on net is not really what it is in the actual sense, especially for foreigners. You may see the tuition fee on net looking so cheap, what you can afford, but I tell you, in the actual sense, it may not be so. It may be more expensive. Like I mentioned already before in my videos, there is no fixed amount of tuition for student nurse, for example. Tuition varies. You may pay less this semester. Next semester you are paying more. The other one you pay less. It varies. It depends on your load. It depends on your units. If you really want to know about nursing, almost all the colleges or all the universities in the Philippines have nursing. What I would suggest for those that keep asking of school recommendation is, it is better you are asking or making inquiry for schools that are well recognized, both in the Philippines and internationally. Schools that teach well. That's what you should be concerned about, you know. Like someone chatted me and was telling me she Googled online, got some schools and emailed them direct, showing her interest in coming to the Philippines to study nursing. But as at the time she chatted me, she was still telling me she's still expecting reply from them. When you think you want to get recommendations so you can be the one to message the school yourself, you may message and never get any reply. The Indians, we have a lot of Indians here in the Philippines. Almost all of them have their agency. So if you are coming to the Philippines and you think you can do it yourself, I have mentioned this in one of my videos, you cannot do it yourself. You need someone to help you, to guide you. Like I am here as a student, or a graduate rather. I know the system already. I can help you secure an admission. Someone that is around the city or province where you are looking forward to go to may help you secure the admission. Admission is not difficult to get in Philippines, no. What I mean by may help you secure it, after getting an admission letter, there are processes involved, and the school cannot be doing this for only you. So that is why you need someone that is here to run those errands for you before they will forward your admission letter to you. That is how it is done. For those that have it in mind that you want to see if you can do it yourself, rule that out. You cannot do the admission yourself. it is almost impossible to run admission yourself here in the Philippines if you do not go through an agent or through a student here in the Philippines. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about, which is the main gist or purpose for this video, is the regrets of studying nursing in the Philippines. Any regret, my regrets of coming to the Philippines to study nursing. Oh my, why did I even come to the Philippines in the first place? Of what use is studying nursing in the Philippines since I cannot take the board exam? I cannot even walk. So guys, the answer to that question is there is no regret coming to the Philippines to take up nursing. I do not regret it one day or one bit. You heard me right. I mean, why should I regret coming to the Philippines? I did nursing for 4 years and I graduated within that space of time, to the glory of God. One thing I keep telling my viewers is, if you are coming to the Philippines, make sure you have a solid background that will sponsor you. If you have someone that will sponsor you to study in the Philippines and you put in your best, you study hard, 4 years is 4 years, no additional, no strike, nothing, except if you are not studying or you have anything like visa issue or tuition fee problem. One thing you need to avoid in the Philippines is to ever have any issue or problem with visa. That is why you must make sure to have sponsor before you come to the Philippines. So why should I regret coming to the Philippines when Philippines gave me my dream course on a platter of gold? This was what I searched for back there in my country for how many years? I searched for this, that I'm already a graduate now in the Philippines. I did pre-degree in nursing back there in Nigeria. I did a lot of things, the years wasted writing JAMB and all that. I was never given nursing. So why should I regret of coming to a country that gave me my dream course? They allowed me to pass through school and not just school passing through me. Why should I regret coming here? I don't regret any bits, not one day of coming to the Philippines to take up nursing. That does not mean that there were no challenges when I came to the Philippines. At a point, I was almost giving up. At a point, I was almost like, oh my God, where do I go from here? What do I do? I know I've made a video of how I left Nigeria to come to the Philippines to study. I made a video about that some time ago. I'm going to link the video down. But I am yet to really share the details, what I passed through in Nigeria and what I also went through when I first came to the Philippines. It was never rosy for me. It was not easy. I had visa problem. I passed through a lot of challenge that I was almost giving up. But to the glory of God, I thank God. He made it possible. I thank God for my sponsors, for my family that shouldered everything. I thank God today I am a graduate. So I have nothing to blame this country for or any regrets of coming to this country. As a matter of fact, I thank God Almighty for making my dream come true, and I thank God Almighty for the day He made me know about the education of the Philippines. I thank Philippines for giving not just me but all foreigners the opportunity to actualize their dreams, to achieve their dreams here in this country without any problem. Every other challenge, there is nowhere you don't have challenge. Even though it's in your own country, you will still have challenge. Life is all about challenge. But we thank God. Today I am BSN graduate, Philippines BSN graduate. I started 1,000 steps to get to where I am today. And I am just one step away to becoming a registered nurse. So why will I say I regret coming to the Philippines? Just because I am not allowed to take the licensure exam, even though we desire it. So I am so grateful to God for making my dream come true through this country, Philippines. I know the one step away that is remaining, God has started it to this point, will surely bring it to perfect completion. So lovelies, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching this video up until this point. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do well to hit the red subscribe button, and please remember to turn on your post notification bell that says all, so you don't miss out on any of my video upload. Please do well to give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Until I come your way next time, I remain your favorite nurse, Ruth, signing out. Love you all. Bye.